Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is fit and fine at home. Another day has come. So, in the last two sessions, we have completed chapter pronoun. Pronoun, I have told you about the definition of pronoun. Pronoun is a word which used at the place of noun. Okay, the word which we are using instead of the noun or at the place of noun, that is called pronoun. For examples, I, we, you, they, he, she, it, her, his, theirs, us, we. Different kinds of examples are there. Only you must have to remember the word which we are using at the place of noun, that is your pronoun. In the kinds of pronoun, according to your book, there are 8 types of pronouns. Okay, there are 8 types of pronouns. First is personal, reflexive, emphatic or intensive. Either you can say emphatic or intensive. Relative, demonstrative, distributive, indefinite and interrogative. These are the 8 kinds of pronouns. Okay. Now we'll start new chapter. Today we'll start new chapter. Name of the chapter is use of tenses. Okay, use of tenses. So in this chapter I will tell you what is tense, what is the meaning of tense, how many parts of tense, and about the kinds of tenses too, and main thing, use of tenses. Okay, so we'll start this chapter from today onwards. Now, what is tense? This word tense. The meaning of tense in grammatical terms, tense refer to time only. Okay, in our English grammar, tense means time. It states about the time, the action which has taken place is in what time, whether it is in present, past or future. So according to that, we can divide this tense. First of all, please note down in your copy, in grammatical term, tense refers to time. Okay. Now, according to this, we can divide this tense only. We can divide into 3 parts. Okay. We can divide tense into 3 parts according to this. First is your present tense. Okay, class? First is present tense. Second is your past tense. Second one is past tense. I think everyone knows about it. And the third is your future tense. Okay. So finally we can divide tenses into 3 parts of kind. Present tense, past tense, and third is your future tense. Now what is present tense? What is present tense? Present tense only remember now. Now, if you can remember now, the word now, so you can relate now with present tense. Now, this means in present tense, you are getting the action, or you can get the action which is going in current period of time. Okay, just now what is going, that is your present tense. For example, I am teaching. Right now I am teaching. You are writing. You are listening. Right now you are listening and writing. You are writing this part and you are listening to me. So it is your present tense. Okay, you can relate the word now with present tense. What is going now currently? That is your present tense only. Understood? Now next is past tense. Second is your past tense. Now what is past tense? Past tense, as for present tense, you have to remember now. Now for past, just remember this word before, means before, which we have or which has done before, previously. Okay. So the action which has done before or in the previous time, it is your past tense. Okay. Before means suppose before listening this lecture or session you have taken rest, so you took rest. Before you took rest, before listening this, so this is your past tense only. So now means present tense, before means past tense. Okay. Now the third is your future tense. For example, now you are in class 7, but before one session you were in, before one academic session you were in class 6. Okay. So you were in class 6. In previous academic session you were in class 6. So that is your past tense only. Now future tense. Future tense, we can relate future tense with the word next. Okay, what is going to come means it is not previously done, it is not right now, and but which we are going to get next. So that is your future tense. Understood? Now you will get some homework. You will get. Right now you are not getting any homework. What you are doing, that is your classroom part only. But after some time you will get your homework in our school website. So that is future tense. Understood? Please remember this three word. Now means relate with present tense. Before relate with past tense, and next relate with future tense. I think this what is present tense, what is past tense, what is future tense, it is clear to you. Now after this, today, I will only tell you about the uses of present tense. Okay, uses of present tense only I will tell you, I will teach you. So the part is present tense. Use of tenses in this chapter. Today we will complete present tense. Now as you have seen, we can divide tenses into three kinds. So likewise, present tense also has four kinds. Okay, each three tenses has its four kinds. Now in present tense, four types are there. First, second, third, and this one is fourth. So the first one is your simple present tense. Okay, the first is simple present tense. Either you can say simple present tense, or it is also known as present indefinite tense. Okay class? So two names is given to the same tense, present indefinite tense or simple present tense. The first type is this. Now the second one is present continuous tense. Till here two kinds of present tense we have seen. Simple present tense or present indefinite tense, and the second one is present continuous tense. Now the third is present perfect tense. Okay, as you are perfect, so this tense is also perfect. Present perfect tense. Now three we have seen. Now the fourth and the last is present perfect continuous tense. Okay, from the third and the second we got this fourth tense. So you can remember this easily. First type of present tense is simple present tense or present indefinite tense. Second is present continuous tense. Third is your present perfect tense. And the fourth and the last of the kind of present tense is present perfect continuous tense. These are the four kinds of present tense. Now I will tell you what are the uses of simple present tense or present indefinite tense. Okay, so first of all we'll have to see what are the uses of simple present tense or present indefinite tense. Here present indefinite tense. Now there are many uses of this present indefinite tense. Okay, so first of all, if we are getting habitual action, the action which are in the habit of somebody, that is called habitual action. So if you are getting a habitual action, so you will use this present indefinite tense. For example, she goes to the school daily. Okay, she goes to school daily. Daily is showing your habitual action, means regularly she goes to school. So here it shows habitual action. So here we are using present indefinite tense. And thus if in the base form of the verb, if you are getting subject and singular noun, So you will have to add s or es in the main form of the verb. Okay, this is the rule. If you are getting the main verb, base form of the verb, and before this the subject, if you are getting in singular noun, so you will have to add s or es in the main verb. Here go is given, the main part is go, go. So in the last you are getting vowel. So when we are getting in the last vowel, so we are adding es. But if you are getting consonant, so you will add only s. Okay. Suppose if you are getting want is also an action word, desire, wish. So here we are getting t. So when we are adding s or es, so we'll have to add only s, because here t is consonant. If in the last we are getting consonant, then we are adding s only. But if in the last we are getting vowel, then we are adding es. But if in the case if the subject is given into singular number, okay, in present indefinite. But if the subject is given into plural number, so you will not have to add s or es in the main form of the verb. You will simply note down the base form only. Suppose here they, so they is in subjective case, and plural number, third person, you are getting they, plural number. So here you will just simply write they go to school daily. If you are writing goes, then it is incorrect, because according to the subject we'll have to change, we'll have to add s or es. Okay. So for habitual action we use present indefinite tense, first part. Now as I am telling you for habitual action, so you can note down for habitual action, and along with this you can write the given example too. Now the second is for universal truth. Okay, for universal truth or to express universal truth, we must have to use present indefinite tense only. Universal truth. What is universal truth? Universal truth means which we cannot change. Okay, which we cannot change, that is your universal truth. For example, everything starts with a simple thought. Okay, everything starts with a simple thought. It is your universal truth, because first thing we must have to think about something, and this thought transforms into dream, and dream transforms into action. Okay guys, so it is universal truth, we cannot change it. So in universal truth also you will get present indefinite tense only. Now the third one is when you are getting the sentence, if you are getting in future tense, but if it is planned, okay, the future action which is planned, we have planned now, but the action has to do in, we have to do in future, but it is planned today, so it is also shows only present indefinite tense. For this kind of sentences we must have to use this tense only for the action which we have planned today, but it will be in your future. For example, you do your homework. Here I have written you do your homework. Means I have told you that you must have to do this, we have to plan it. But when you will do? Just now you will do? No. Because I am teaching right now, you must have to be concentrate, focus here only. But later on we have planned this. Okay, right now we have planned this, but you will do in future. So for this kind of sentences we too have to use present indefinite tense. Okay. Now present indefinite tense, next point is present indefinite tense expressed to do the action right now which we are speaking about. As what I am speaking about, for that we have to use present indefinite tense also. Okay, for what I am speaking. For example, I am speaking here, look what I write. Look what I write. Okay. So right now I am speaking this. So what I am speaking right now, that must have to be in present indefinite tense only. Look what I write. Right now I am speaking. So this kind of sentences must have to be in present indefinite tense only. And here in the last I have put exclamatory mark. In first or second session I have told you, we have to, if we are giving focus on a sentence, so there afterwards we'll have to put exclamatory mark only. Now the next use of present indefinite tense, if you are getting action word, if you are getting any verb and the verb shows mental activity, sense or feeling, desire, emotion, so these words, what verb we are using, that must have to be in present indefinite tense. For example, you love your parents. Here you love your parents. So this is your action word love, but here the love is the feeling. Okay, it is an emotion. So this is an emotion. So we must have to use present indefinite tense only. Okay. Now the next point is, if you are getting any stage for a stage direction, for expressing a stage or denoting a stage direction, or the process of experiment or recipe, or itineraries means the plan is about of a journey, that is including routes and places too. So there you will have to use present indefinite tense only. For example, India wins toss and chooses to bat first. Okay, when you listen the commentary of cricket, so generally you can hear or you have heard this, India wins toss and chooses to bat first. It is stage commentary or it is simple commentary or cricket commentary only, but here batting is given, so it shows only towards cricket commentary. Okay, so if you are listening this kinds of commentary or the stage direction or process of experiment or recipe, so you will have to use present indefinite tense only. Okay, now the next part is for narrative vivid. Here the word is for narrative vivid. Meaning of vivid is clear image or clear picture. Okay, meaning of vivid is clear image or clear picture, or yes, also in the form of for the shape of colors we can use also this word vivid. Always remember. So in narrative vivid you will get the stories, historical stories only. What is the part of past only? Now history means past only. So for in this you will get historical event or stories, but also you will get in present indefinite tense. Okay, for narrative event we should always use this present indefinite tense or simple present tense only. For example, after hearing Meghnad defeat, after hearing Meghnad defeat, Ravan hurries to the battlefield. Now when you see this sentence, after hearing Meghnad's defeat, Ravan hurries to the battlefield. It is a part of Ramayana, so historical story. It is now here Ravan hurries. When Y comes in the last, so we'll have to change this Y into I, and after I will add es. So together it becomes IES. So here we are getting present indefinite tense. Okay, so always remember, for narrative vivid also we must have to use this present indefinite tense only. Now next point is, when you are getting quotation mark, okay, for the sentence which is in quotation mark, and if in this quotation mark, before quotation mark, if you are getting word like say or says, so the sentence which is in quotation mark must have to be in present indefinite tense only. Now say, as I have told you, a subject is plural number, then we'll have to use say, base form only. But if the subject is singular number, so we have to add s or es in the main verb. Okay. Now for example, the notice says, here you can see the notice. Notice is a singular number, so we'll have to use here says. Base form of the verb and the subject is a singular number, so we have to use s also in the main verb. The notice says, afterwards in quotation you will use online classes are started. Online classes are started. The notice says online classes are started. Now this part, what you have got in quotation mark is in your present indefinite or simple present tense. Now this online classes are started is given in the passive form. Okay. You must have heard about, or also the teacher have been taught you about voice in your classes. So voice simply voice means verb. Okay, there are two parts of voice. First is active voice and the other is passive voice. When the subject is a doer of the action, when the subject does the work, so it is your active voice. But when object does the work, so it is given into passive voice. So here this sentence, which is in quotation mark, online classes are started, is given into passive voice. Don't be confused. Here we are getting are, so simply you can understand that yes, it is given into simple present tense. Okay. So if you are getting sentence in quotation mark, and before this if you are getting in narration say or say, so the under what the sentence which are getting under the quotation mark, that must have to be in present indefinite tense. Okay. Now I think I have cleared about the uses of present indefinite tense. I think I have told you about 7 or 8 uses of present tense, present indefinite tense. Now in present indefinite tense, you will get for framing the sentences in present indefinite tense, you must have the helping verb. Okay, helping verb do or does we use in present indefinite tense. Do or does. If the subject is given into singular, then you will use does. But if the subject is given into plural, so you will use do. Okay. As helping verb in present indefinite tense, we are using do and does. Do with plural number and does with singular number. And if you will add verb first form only. Understood? You will add verb first form only. But in case if the subject is given into singular, so while making affirmative sentence, okay, while making affirmative sentence, you will add in the verb s or es according. First see what is coming in the last, what letter is coming in the last of the main verb, then you will add according to that s or es. But if you are getting subject in plural number, so there is no need to add s or es, just simply you will add verb first form. For example, Seema lives in Delhi. Right now, Seema is living in Delhi right now. Okay, so here we are using present indefinite tense. Now, Seema is given into singular number, and of course, it is given. It is a statement, so it is an affirmative sentence. So here, leave is the main form, verb, base form. So in leave we have added s because in the last we are getting vowel e, but already he is there, so we'll add only s. Okay. Seema lives in Delhi because Seema is a subject. Subject is a singular number. That's why we have used here leave. Now next, two boys live in Delhi. Two boys means more than one. So of course it is given into plural number. So when plural number is there in subject, so we will use only base form of the verb. That's why we have used here leave only. If we are using two boys lives in Delhi, that is wrong, because with plural will not has to add s or es. Okay. Now in affirmative we will not use this two helping verbs, whether do or does. But in rest sentences of present indefinite, whether it is negative, interrogative or interrogative negative, you will use do or does. Now when we are changing this sentence, second sentence into negative, so how you will change? Just see here. Two boys, subject will be same. Now two boys. It is singular number or plural number? Yes, plural number because two more than one, then two. So with plural number we have to use helping verb do. Two boys do not. As negative I have told you, it shows negation. Not, never, neither, nothing. We are getting this kind of word in negative sentence. So we must have to add not. Two boys do not then live in Delhi. Okay? It is your negative. In affirmative only, in present indefinite we will not use any helping verb, but in rest part of the present indefinite tense, whether it is negative, interrogative or interrogative negative, you will have to use do and does, do or does according to, just see the subject, whether it is, if it is in singular number then you will use does. Okay, but if it is in plural number then you will use do. Got it? Okay. Now after present indefinite tense, now the second is, in present tense I have told you about four parts. Present indefinite tense, second is present continuous tense. Second part is present continuous tense. Now what are the uses of present continuous tense? Okay, there are also many uses of present continuous tense. For first is to express an action which is going on at the time of speaking. Understood? To express an action which is going on at the time of speaking. For example, teacher is teaching you. In this sentence, you can see teacher is teaching you. At this time, I am speaking, and yes, of course, this action is going on right now at the time of speaking. Currently, I am teaching and I am speaking. That is why this sentence is in present continuous tense. Okay. Next is for repeated action. If you are getting repeated action, then you must have to use present continuous tense only. For example, next point I have told you, for repeated action, if you are getting repeated action means which action, which work is coming again and again, that is your repeated action, so you will have to use present continuous tense only. So for example, students are always helping others. Okay, students are always helping others. I have written students are always helping others. Now for repeated action you must have to this word always. Always, this word shows repetition. So here my students are so nice. They never stop by helping others. So they always help to others. So here I have written students are always helping others. It is showing repetition of the action. Help. Help is your action word, and always this word shows repetition. That's why we are using in present continuous tense. Okay. Now I have told you, when you get the action word, and if the action words or the verbs, action words are known as verbs, you know. So if action words are used to show or express your feeling or emotion, okay, your feeling or emotion, so you will use present indefinite tense, and yes, mental activities too. But if these kinds of words you are getting, but if meaning is changed here, so that time you will not use present indefinite tense. You will use present continuous tense. If you are getting verb or action word which shows feeling, emotion or mental activities or sense, but the action word has some other meaning, so you will use present continuous tense. For example, she is loving music. Here I have written she is loving music. Now love is the feeling or emotion. It's okay. But here the meaning of love, that is changed. Here meaning is enjoying. We cannot love music, but we can enjoy music. So the real meaning which is coming is enjoying or enjoy. Understood? If you are getting verb which shows feeling or emotion, but the meaning is changed, so we'll have to use present continuous tense only. Now next thing is, we use present continuous tense for the actions which is going to be happen in the next future, means in the near future time. Nearly the action which is going to take, that is your, then we will have to use present continuous tense. For example, you are going to get 1 or 2 exercise of this chapter till evening. Okay, you are going to get 1 or 2 exercise of this chapter till evening. Till now you have not got it. Understood? Please understood, pay attention here. You have not got the exercise of this chapter till yet, but after some time it will be uploaded in your school website. Either 1 or 2 exercise they will upload in your school website. So here this action is going to take place in near future time. That is why this is when I will have to use present continuous tense only. For near future time, if it is already planned, then we will not use future tense. We will not use will or shall, but we will use only present continuous tense. Okay. Now after the uses in present continuous tense as helping verb, just like in present or present indefinite or simple present you have got do does. So in present continuous tense you will get helping verb is, are, or am. 3 helping verbs are there with singular number. You will use is with plural number. You will use are but with I. In subjective case, singular number, first person, we are getting I. I is your pronoun. So with I you will use am. Okay. With singular number in present continuous tense you will use is. With plural number you will use are. With I you will use am. Okay. So verb, past participating form of the verb. Past participating means verb first form plus ing. Suppose the verb is do. Okay, main verb is do. So you will use doing. Means ing will be added in present continuous tense when we are using the verb. So in present continuous tense, you will use SRM with singular number is, with plural R, with I you will use N. And you will use past participating form of the verb, means ing form of the verb. Understood? Example. They are eating. They are eating food. They are eating food. So here it is your plural number. So we are using are. Are is your helping verb of present continuous tense. And as I have told you, we will use past participating or ing form of the verb. So eating we have used here. When we are changing into interrogative, so how you will frame? Interrogative has also two parts. First, yes no type, when we can simply give answer in yes or no, and when it begins with any helping verb or linking verb, so it is your yes no type. So now this sentence will have to change into interrogative yes no part. What is helping verb? Here are is your helping verb. Okay. So firstly we will write are, and after are we will write subject. Are they, and these two parts will be same. Are they eating food? And in the last you will have to add question mark because this is your interrogative sentence. Now I think present continuous tense is clear to you. Uses and the helping verb and which verb you which part or kind of verb you will use here. Now the third is present perfect tense. Now this is the third, present perfect tense. Present perfect tense, it shows the action which we have just completed. Okay, the action which we have just completed. For showing those actions we use present perfect tense. And this tenses uses verb adverb. Adverb, the modifying the word, and adverb is a word which modifies an adjective, a verb or another adverb, that is your adverb only. So in present perfect tense you will get the action that has just completed, and along with that you will get either of any adverb. For example, just, yet, slowly, lately. If you are getting this kind of adverb, so it is your present perfect tense only. But it has to be completed in the past and it has to be completed just before. So for example, we have just completed present continuous tense. We have just completed present continuous tense. Present continuous tense that we have completed just now. So here we are using this sentence in present perfect because we have just completed it. And of course you are getting here the word just. Okay, it is a modifying word. So modifying words are your adverb only. Just, here too you are getting adverb, and along this sentence shows that it is the verb has been completed by us just now. So for this kind of sentences we must have to use present perfect tense. Now the next use of this present perfect tense is, if you are getting action that has completed in the past, if you are getting action that has completed in the past, but you are not getting the certain period of time there, you get the action that yes, it is completed in the past, but along with that it is not showing certain period of time. So here you will use present perfect tense only for that too. For example, I have visited Darjeeling. Okay, here I have written I have visited Darjeeling. Darjeeling is situated in West Bengal. I have visited Darjeeling. I have visited means in past I have gone there. I have visited. I have enjoyed the beauty of Darjeeling. But I have not mentioned here time. Have I mentioned here? No, I have not mentioned here time. But it shows that this is happened in the past itself. So here we must have to use present perfect tense only when we are not knowing about time, but we know that the action has been completed in the past itself. Then we are using present perfect tense. Okay. Now this sentence, now as helping verb or present perfect tense, you will get two helping verbs are there, has and have. Two helping verbs are there, has and have. With singular number, you are using has. With plural number, you are using have. And in present perfect tense, you are using verb third form or past participle form of the verb. In present perfect, you are using verb third form. For example, he has come here. He has come here. Come, came, come. Okay. Come is the main form, came is the second form, and again come is the third form. And coming is the past participating form of the verb. Always remember, you people make mistake in the third form of come. Always remember the third form of come is itself come only. But the second form of come is came. He has come here. He is your singular number in third person. In subjective case, we are using he in singular number. So, with singular we are adding has. With plural we are adding have. That is why with he I have written here has. He has come here. It shows only present perfect tense. Because the sentence shows that it is over in the past. But it has not showing time. That when he has come. We don't know. So that is why we are using present perfect tense. Now if I am saying convert the sentence in WH type of interrogative sentence. WH type means when you are getting WH word and you must have to give the reply of that type of sentence in full statement. Then you are using WH type interrogative sentence. So you can apply any WH word. It is up to you who, what, where, how, this kind of word you can use. Now, I am changing. I have applied the word WH word when. WHEN. It is your WH word when. When and after when you are changing into interrogative WH type. So, just after WH word, you must have to add helping verb. Okay. So, here the helping verb is has. When has and after the helping verb, you must have to apply subject. When has he come? Then these two parts will remain same. When has he come? Here. Then in the last, as it is interrogative, so you will put question mark. Now, in present tense, we have got 4 times. Till here, we have completed 3 parts. Now, it is the 4th and the last. Present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. Now, if we are getting action that has been started from past only, okay, the action which has started in the past, but still right now also it is going on. It is continuing. So we have to use present perfect continuous only. Perfect means it has already started in the past. Continuous means it is continuing in the present too. Right now also, since past it is happening, it is going on. Okay. There is a relation in between past and present. From past it is started, and also in future, in present it is continuing, it is going on. So we are using present perfect continuous tense. For example, I have been teaching you since 9:30 a.m. Here I have been teaching you since 9:30 a.m. Since 9:30 a.m. we have started our today's session, today's class, and still I am teaching you. So it means since past 9:30 a.m. it shows past only. Okay. So since past we have started this class, but still it is going on. It is in continuation. So here we are using present perfect continuous tense. I think with this example it is clear to you where you will use present perfect continuous. When the action has started in the past but still it is going on in present, then we are using present perfect continuous tense. Okay. Now, as helping verb of present perfect continuous tense, you will get two helping verbs. First, has been, and the other is have been. Has been and have been. As in present perfect, you have got has and have only. Has with singular number, have with plural number. But here in present perfect continuous tense, please remember you will not apply has and have only, but you will apply has been and have been. Similarly, if has is there, you will use with singular number has been. But if have is there, then you will use with plural number. Okay. And in this, you will again use past participating form of the verb ing form. Again in the as in continuous, you are using ing form. Likewise, only you will use verb ing form or past participating form of the verb. Now, one more thing is there. In present perfect continuous tense, you will get two more things, since and for. For denoting towards the time, you will get since and for. Now, since and for, since this you will use for, it is showing point of time. Since shows point of time and this for shows period of time. Understood? Since shows point of time and for shows period of time. Not only in this sentence, also sometimes it happens that in present perfect or in perfect part only you are getting since and for. But it is conditional to since for if you are getting, so you are since you will use with for to show point of time and for you will use for showing period of time. Or in another way you can remember, if you are getting since, so for the fixed period of time, for the fixed period of time you have to use since. For example, 2005. 2005, it is the year which has already passed in the past. Now we will not get again 2005. Okay, we cannot again frame it. So here 2005, with 2005 it is showing fixed period of time, point of time. So we are using since with 2005. Now next example, suppose you are getting 2 hours. 2 hours here. So we don't know whether from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We don't know from where to where we have to count it. Only 2 hours it is showing. So it is your not fixed period of time. It is your unfixed period of time. So unfixed period of time is for, which shows period of time. So for unfixed we are using for. For 2 hours it is okay. Example, one example I am giving you. You have been doing your work for 5 hours. I have written here you have been doing your work for 5 hours. Means already before you have started your work, but still right now also you are doing this. So it is your only present perfect continuous tense. You is your plural number, that is why we have used here have been. Now this part I have told you to change into negative. So remember how you will convert. When you are changing into negative or interrogative negative, so have been, this two means a single helping verb is there, but two words you are getting. So these two words will be divided. Understood? Likewise, when we are changing into negative, so subject will remain same. You, after this we will apply have. But as I have told you, we will divide it. So for negative sentence, the word should show negation. So after have, we will use not. It shows negation. You have not, then been. Now in this way, these two have been two words, a single helping verb. We have done division. You have not been doing your work for 5 hours. Understood? You have not been doing your work for 5 hours. So it is about our four kinds of present tense: present indefinite tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense. In present, in simple present or present indefinite tense, I forgot to tell you one more point is there. If you are getting in simple present, okay, one point I forget to tell you, so right now I am telling you, simple present tense is also known as present indefinite tense. If in simple present tense you are getting conditional clauses, conditional means if you are getting if or when. So this conditional clauses also you will use in simple present tense only. For example, if she practices, she will win singing competition. Here you can see I have written, if she practices, she will win singing competition. Now as I have told you, conditional clauses means if it is showing if or when. So here if shows condition, conditional. So if she practices, here in this sentence we are getting two types of sentences. Two sentences we are getting. The first is if she practices and the other is she will win singing competition. So the first sentence should always be in simple present or present indefinite tense. As you can see here, if she practices, she is your singular then right. With main verb in affirmative we have to use S or ES. Okay, so this is in simple present, and the second part will move in future indefinite or simple future tense. So you will have to see the beginning. Beginning is a simple present tense. So always remember, if you are getting conditional clauses, conditional sentences, so there must be started with if or when, and that should be in simple present tense or present indefinite tense. One more example will when he works hard, he will come first in the class. When he works hard, he will come first in the class. Again you are getting when. So when he works hard, again two sentences you are getting. Works hard is the part 1 and this is the other part of this compound sentence. Okay, two parts again you are getting. So when he works hard, it is again is given into simple present tense or in present indefinite tense, because he is your singular and with that in affirmative you are using main verb, and in main verb you are adding s or es, and in the next part you are applying future indefinite tense or simple future. So remember, if you are getting conditional clauses with if or when, so it should be in simple present tense only. And this point too you have to be remember, the first sentences is always in simple present tense and the other one shows future, means future tense. The other one is also, suppose if you are writing when he will work hard, he comes first in the class, then it is wrong, because the first we are getting, the condition which we are getting, that condition should be in simple present and rest of the part will move in future tense. Okay, so like this we have completed the uses of present tense. In present tense I have taught you about present indefinite or simple past, or present continuous, or present perfect, or present and present perfect continuous. So please revise all the things. Now we will meet in the next session with past tense, uses of past tense. Again 4 parts we will get in that. So please remember, recall all the things what I have taught you, and you have get your homework in your school website. So after 2 or 3 hours, please check it, or till evening you will get it definitely. Please note down in your fair copy. Thank you class. Thank you.